Good morning. Today, we're diving into one of the most dramatic weather events to hit the East Coast. The nor'easter. A major weather story is brewing along the East Coast, a powerful storm system known as a nor'easter. These storms are famous for their intensity and the wide range of weather they can bring, from heavy rain to blizzard conditions. Nor'easters form along the east coast of North America, most commonly between September and April, when the conditions are just right for these storms to develop and strengthen. They get their name from the strong northeast winds that blow in from the Atlantic Ocean, picking up moisture and dumping it on land. These winds can be relentless, sometimes lasting for days. Unlike hurricanes, nor'easters are usually larger in size and form when a low-pressure system develops near the coast. This system pulls in cold, dry air from Canada and moist, warmer air from the ocean, setting the stage for a major storm. The collision of these air masses creates a powerful energy source, fueling the storm and turning it into a formidable weather maker that can impact millions of people. Depending on the temperature, nor'easters can bring heavy rain, sleet, or significant snowfall. Sometimes, all three types of precipitation can occur in different areas at the same time. This weekend, it's all about the rain, with steady downpours expected to soak cities and towns up and down the coast. The strongest winds and heaviest precipitation are typically found in the northwest quadrant of the storm, affecting areas from the Carolinas all the way up to New England. This is where the worst of the weather usually hits. Nor'easters often move slowly, which means high winds, coastal flooding and beach erosion can last for several days, causing significant damage to coastal communities and infrastructure. As we look at the forecast for this weekend, we see a classic nor'easter taking shape, with a strong low-pressure center and powerful northeasterly winds swirling around it. Meteorologists are closely monitoring its path and potential impacts. Understanding nor'easters helps us prepare for a multi-day event with a wide range of impacts, from travel disruptions to power outages and flooding. Staying informed and ready is key to weathering the storm safely. A nor'easter brings heavy rain, strong winds, and coastal flooding. This type of storm is notorious for its ability to cause widespread disruption and damage, particularly in coastal areas. This storm taps into Atlantic moisture, unleashing it across the eastern seaboard. The combination of warm ocean waters and cold air from the north creates the perfect conditions for heavy precipitation. We're forecasting widespread rainfall totals of 2 to 3 inches, which can quickly overwhelm storm drains and streams, leading to flash flooding. Urban areas are particularly vulnerable due to their dense infrastructure and limited drainage capacity. Powerful winds will blow from the northeast, with sustained winds of 30 to 50 miles per hour along the coast. These winds can cause significant damage to buildings, trees, and power lines. Gusts could reach up to 60 miles per hour, snapping tree limbs and bringing down power lines, leading to outages. Residents should be prepared for potential power disruptions and take necessary precautions. The most significant threat for coastal communities is flooding from storm surge. This surge can inundate low-lying areas, causing extensive property damage and posing a serious risk to life. Persistent onshore winds push ocean water toward the land, causing sea levels to rise above normal high tide. This can lead to severe coastal erosion and damage to infrastructure. We're predicting a storm surge of 1 to 3 feet from the Carolinas to southeastern New England. In some areas, the surge could be even higher, exacerbating the flooding risk. In some spots, the surge could reach 4 or 5 feet, inundating roads, homes, and businesses. Emergency services will be on high alert to assist those in need. These threats work together, with heavy rain saturating the ground, making it easier for winds to uproot trees. This can lead to blocked roads and further complicate rescue efforts. The storm surge pushes salt water into communities, while heavy rain causes freshwater flooding. This dual flooding can overwhelm local defenses and lead to widespread damage. This combination can be particularly destructive. Homes and businesses may suffer extensive damage, and recovery efforts could take weeks or even months. It's a multifaceted storm, requiring awareness of all potential dangers. Residents should stay informed through emergency alerts and take all necessary precautions to protect themselves and their property. And that's the weather we're looking at right now. Stay safe and stay tuned for further updates as the situation develops. Who needs to be on high alert this weekend? This nor'easter is a sprawling system impacting a huge stretch of the U.S. East Coast. The bullseye for significant effects is the mid-Atlantic states, from coastal Virginia through New Jersey. These areas will receive the worst wind, heaviest rain, and significant coastal flooding. The Carolinas, especially the Outer Banks, are at high risk for coastal flooding and beach erosion. Inland areas of eastern North and South Carolina will see heavy rain and gusty winds. To the north, major metropolitan areas of the Northeast and southern New England will experience rain and coastal flooding. New York City, Long Island, and coastal Connecticut are bracing for a deluge of rain and flooding concerns. Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts will face coastal flooding, high surf, and gusty winds. This is a top-to-bottom East Coast event, with millions set to experience disruptive weather. Zooming in on the southern end of this powerful storm system, the Carolinas are bracing for significant coastal flooding, with water already encroaching on neighborhoods and streets. Residents are witnessing water levels rise rapidly, threatening homes and vehicles as the relentless storm surge pushes further inland. The Outer Banks, a chain of barrier islands, are especially vulnerable in these conditions. Here, moderate to major beach erosion is expected, with sand dunes being washed away, and the coastline taking a direct hit from pounding waves. This erosion not only damages the landscape, but also weakens the natural buffer that protects inland communities from future storms. As the storm tracks northward, the Mid-Atlantic region is on high alert. From coastal Virginia up through New Jersey, communities are preparing for severe conditions, including heavy rain, strong winds, and dangerous surf. Emergency services are already mobilizing in anticipation of the storm's impact. Coastal flooding could reach 4 or even 5 feet in some areas, inundating streets and causing major damage to homes, businesses, and infrastructure. The risk of flash flooding is high, especially in low-lying neighborhoods. The Jersey Shore, Delaware beaches, and Chesapeake Bay communities are all in the storm's path. Residents here need to prepare for significant inundation, with sandbags and flood barriers being deployed to protect property and critical infrastructure. The Mid-Atlantic will also bear the brunt of the storm's strongest winds, with gusts reaching 40 to 60 miles per hour. These powerful winds will whip through beach towns, bending trees and sending debris flying, making travel dangerous and increasing the risk of property damage. Such intense winds are likely to cause widespread power outages, downing trees and power lines across the region. Utility crews are already on standby, preparing to respond to outages and clear blocked roads as soon as conditions allow. The storm's slow movement means it will linger offshore for an extended period, subjecting the coastline to repeated rounds of wind, rain, and flooding. This prolonged exposure increases the risk of cumulative damage and makes recovery efforts more challenging. Each high tide cycle brings renewed threats of inundation as water surges over seawalls and into streets. The repeated flooding compounds damage, making it harder for communities to recover between cycles. This relentless assault wears down natural defenses like dunes and seawalls, while also putting immense stress on infrastructure. Collapsed piers and weakened coastal defenses are becoming a common sight along the shoreline. It's a marathon, not a sprint, for everyone in the region. Emergency crews, families, and local officials must be ready for a long weekend of challenging conditions, as the storm's impacts are expected to last well beyond its initial landfall. As the nor'easter moves north, its impacts will be felt in New York and southern New England. For New York City and Long Island, the biggest story is the rain, with 2 to 3 inches expected. This prompts a level 2 out of 4 risk for flash flooding, especially on Sunday. Coastal flooding is a major concern for communities along Long Island, Brooklyn, and Queens. The storm surge and high tides will lead to moderate flooding in vulnerable neighborhoods. Further up the coast, southern New England faces similar threats from coastal flooding and gusty winds. High surf will batter the coastline, and low-lying areas will likely experience inundation. While the heavy rainfall brings a risk of localized flooding, it will also help replenish dry reservoirs and soil. Even with beneficial rain, residents should not let their guard down. The combination of wind and rain will make for a raw and miserable weekend across the region. Let's focus on the wind, a significant danger of a nor'easter. High winds can cause a cascade of problems, affecting millions. From New Jersey to Virginia, sustained winds of 30 to 50 miles per hour will be common. Wind gusts could reach 40 to 60 miles per hour. capable of snapping tree limbs and uprooting trees. These winds can cause widespread power outages, with utility crews unable to make repairs until winds subside. The wind can also damage homes, ripping shingles and siding and breaking windows. It's crucial to secure or bring inside anything the wind could toss around. A little preparation can prevent costly damage from these powerful winds. The Atlantic Ocean will be dangerous this weekend, with powerful winds generating massive waves and life-threatening surf. These conditions create dangerous rip currents and significant beach erosion from the Carolinas to New England. The relentless wave action will eat away at beaches and dunes, the first line of defense for coastal communities. We're expecting moderate to major beach erosion, particularly in vulnerable areas like the Outer Banks and Jersey Shore. The storm surge, a wall of water pushed ashore by the wind, will combine with waves to increase destruction potential. Elevated water levels and massive waves can batter seawalls, flood properties, and deposit debris far inland. The impact of this coastal assault will be felt long after the storm, with erosion taking years and millions to repair. This storm is a reminder of the dynamic relationship between ocean and land, highlighting the importance of protecting our beaches and dunes. As we focus on the nor'easter, you might see other named storms on the map. Tropical Storm Jerry is not a factor in our East Coast storm, located far southeast and moving away from the Leeward Islands. Jerry is a reminder of hurricane season, but poses no threat to land. All attention should be on the nor'easter affecting millions on the East Coast. Meanwhile, another storm, Priscilla, is bringing heavy rain and flash flooding to the southwest U.S. areas in Arizona and New Mexico are dealing with flash flood warnings and dangerous conditions. Priscilla is unrelated to our nor'easter with different weather patterns. It's a busy time for meteorologists, but the only storm that matters for the East Coast is the nor'easter. Don't let other names on the map distract from the immediate threat. Stay focused on the nor'easter's impact. The storm is coming, so what do? Have a plan and take steps to stay safe. Stay informed with local news, a weather radio, and a charged cell phone for emergency alerts. Secure or bring inside patio furniture, grills, and other loose items to prevent them from becoming dangerous missiles. Clear gutters and storm drains to help heavy rain drain properly and prevent localized flooding. Prepare for power outages with flashlights, extra batteries, and charged power banks. Have non-perishable food and bottled water for a few days. Respect the water. Never drive through flooded roadways. It only takes a few inches of moving water to sweep a car away. Stay away from the coastline, as high surf and storm surge are dangerous. This is a weekend to stay home, stay safe, and let the storm pass. We'll keep you updated. And that's the latest forecast.